Build Yourself Quietly. Written and published by Echoes of Wisdom. Introduction. Building yourself quietly doesn't mean retreating into the background. It means embracing the power of focused, consistent growth, free from the noise of the outside world. In a society that celebrates comparison, it's easy to get distracted by other people's successes and measure your own progress against theirs. But the truth is, success isn't about chasing someone else's timeline. It's about trusting your own journey, step by quiet step. Whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. The mind is a powerful tool, and when you focus it on your personal growth, it has the capacity to bring forth extraordinary transformation. When you stop measuring your worth against others and start showing up for your own path, everything changes. Success doesn't need to be loud. It's about being consistent, staying true to your vision, and cultivating a mindset of quiet strength. Building yourself quietly is the key to unlocking your full potential and creating a lasting impact, one that is meaningful and deeply rooted in self-belief. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The Power of Silence in Personal Growth. Silence is often misunderstood. People tend to see it as an empty or wasted space, something that needs to be filled with noise or activity. However, silence is far from being empty. It is a powerful space for self-reflection, deep thought, and understanding. In the world we live in, there's always something going on. Opinions from others, distractions pulling at our attention, and constant external pressures telling us what we should be doing. With so much noise around us, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters and forget how to connect with ourselves. To build yourself quietly means learning how to step away from this noise and focus on the most important voice you need to hear, your own. The journey of personal growth requires tuning out the distractions and finding the peace that lies within. By embracing silence, you open up space for self-reflection, allowing yourself to dig deep into your thoughts and feelings. It's in this quietness that you can truly listen to what your heart and mind are telling you. When you take the time to sit in silence, you create room for clarity. You give yourself the opportunity to think clearly and make better decisions. In that stillness, you can hear the answers to the questions you've been asking, whether it's about your purpose, your next move, or the changes you need to make. Silence allows you to connect with your deeper self and understand what you truly want and need in life. It's a place where you can find peace, a kind of inner calm that lets you navigate life's challenges with greater focus and confidence. In this fast-paced world, we're often taught to constantly seek validation from the outside, but true personal growth happens when you turn inward and trust yourself. Embracing solitude isn't about being alone. It's about using that time to grow, reflect, and understand yourself on a deeper level. It's during these quiet moments that you can make the most meaningful changes in your life. So, when you find yourself in silence, see it as a tool for growth, an opportunity to listen to yourself, and a chance to transform your life from the inside out. Chapter 2. The Strength in Consistency Over Flashy Results. In a world where everyone seems to be chasing the next big thing, it's easy to get caught up in the allure of instant success. Social media, advertisements, and even the stories of people around us often highlight fast results, big wins, overnight fame, or dramatic transformations. These flashy results seem appealing and exciting, but the truth is that real growth and success don't happen overnight. They are the result of consistent, everyday effort, and it's this quiet consistency that creates lasting change. Building yourself quietly means focusing on the process, not just the end result. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and staying committed to your goals, no matter how long it takes. In the beginning, the results may not be obvious, and that can be discouraging. But remember, the small, consistent actions you take each day compound over time, and one day you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Consistency is the true key to success. It's not the flashy moments that define you, but the steady dedication you put in day after day. This doesn't mean that big achievements are bad or unimportant, but rather that they shouldn't be the sole focus of your journey. When you're too fixated on the outcome, you might miss out on the valuable lessons and growth that come from the process itself. Building yourself quietly through consistency teaches you patience and perseverance. It's a mindset that values progress over perfection, effort over speed, and long-term growth over short-term rewards. Think about the greatest successes in life, the ones that stand the test of time. Whether it's mastering a skill, building a career, or developing personal strength, these achievements weren't created in a day. They were built through countless hours of practice, learning from mistakes, and constantly pushing forward. When you focus on consistency, you build a foundation of true strength that doesn't rely on the highs and lows of quick success. Instead, you build a life that is sustainable, dependable, and truly fulfilling. So, shift your mindset from seeking quick fixes to valuing steady progress. Embrace the power of consistency in your personal growth journey, knowing that it's the quiet, continuous effort that will eventually lead to the lasting success you desire. The more you commit to the process, the more you'll realize that it's not the flashy results that bring fulfillment, but the quiet satisfaction of knowing you're consistently working towards something meaningful. Chapter 3. Focus on your own journey, not others. In the age of social media and constant connection, it's easy to compare yourself to others. Every day you see people showcasing their achievements, their successes, and their progress in a way that can make you feel like you're falling behind. Whether it's someone's career, relationships, or personal growth, it's tempting to measure your life against theirs. However, building yourself quietly requires a shift in focus, away from the lives of others and onto your own journey. The truth is, everyone's path is different. What works for someone else might not work for you, and what seems like success for them might not align with what you truly want in life. The key to personal growth is understanding that your journey is unique to you. No one else can walk it for you, and no one else can define your success but you. When you shift your focus from others to yourself, you free yourself from the constant need for comparison. You stop measuring your worth based on someone else's timeline or achievements and begin to appreciate your own progress, no matter how small it may seem. Your journey is yours to define. Instead of looking to others for validation or direction, take the time to understand what truly matters to you. What are your personal goals? What kind of person do you want to become? What makes you feel fulfilled? When you focus on answering these questions, you'll find that your path becomes clearer. There's no need to rush or chase someone else's idea of success. Take your time, trust your instincts, and stay true to the vision you have for your life. Another important aspect of focusing on your own journey is letting go of the pressure to keep up with others. We live in a world that often celebrates speed and instant results, but true growth doesn't happen that way. It's a slow and steady process that unfolds at its own pace. The more you focus on your own path, the more you realize that growth doesn't need to be rushed. It happens in its own time, and it's not something that can be measured by how quickly you're moving compared to someone else. Building yourself quietly means embracing your own rhythm, trusting the timing of your life, and not getting distracted by what others are doing. Everyone has their own struggles and their own victories, and comparing yourself to them only leads to frustration and self-doubt. Instead, celebrate your unique journey, knowing that the progress you make, no matter how small, is a step toward the person you are becoming. So, quiet the noise around you, stop looking over your shoulder, and focus on where you're going. Trust that your journey, in all its twists and turns, is exactly the path you're meant to take. Chapter 4. Master the Art of Discreet Strength. In a world that often values loud declarations of power, success, and authority, true strength is often much quieter. We live in a culture that celebrates those who boast, those who draw attention to their achievements, and those who make the most noise. However, true power doesn't need to be announced. True strength is built over time through consistent effort, inner discipline, and the ability to remain composed, even in the face of challenges. This is the essence of discreet strength. Building yourself quietly means understanding that real power is not about being the loudest in the room or drawing attention to yourself. It's about the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your worth and trusting in your abilities, without needing to constantly prove them to others. Discreet strength doesn't rely on external validation or applause. It is a quiet, steady force that radiates from within. When you learn to master this art, you find that your presence in any room is felt without the need for words. People are drawn to those who carry themselves with quiet confidence. You don't have to boast about your accomplishments because your actions speak for you. This kind of strength is often more powerful and enduring than any loud display of power. It's the kind of strength that commands respect, not because of how much you say or do, but because of how you carry yourself and how you handle life's challenges with grace and poise. One of the key aspects of discreet strength is emotional control. It's about remaining calm in situations where others might lose their cool. It's about facing adversity with patience and resilience, rather than reacting impulsively. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or pretending that everything is always okay. It means mastering the art of emotional intelligence and choosing how to respond to life's difficulties. A person who has mastered their emotions doesn't let external circumstances control their inner peace. Instead, they are steady, grounded, and unshaken, even in the most turbulent of situations. Another important element of discreet strength is the ability to maintain humility. True strength doesn't seek attention or praise. Instead, it focuses on the work that needs to be done, with an unwavering commitment to the task at hand. A humble, strong person doesn't need to announce their success. They let their results speak for themselves. Humility in strength also means being open to learning, growth, and improvement. It's about knowing that you are always evolving, always striving to be better, without ever feeling the need to prove that you're already there. Discreet strength also involves a deep sense of self-awareness. It's about knowing your limits and being okay with them, but also constantly pushing yourself to grow and expand. It's about understanding when to speak up and when to remain silent, when to take action and when to step back and observe. Discreet strength is a balance between knowing when to assert yourself and when to exercise patience and restraint. When you build yourself quietly and develop discreet strength, you will find that life becomes much more fulfilling. Instead of constantly seeking approval or recognition, you will find that your inner strength is enough. You will no longer be dependent on the opinions of others to feel validated. Your strength will come from within, and that's where the true power lies. In every situation, choose to let your actions and your presence speak louder than your words. When you practice discreet strength, you don't need to shout your worth from the rooftops, you simply embody it. And in doing so, you become a living example of the quiet, yet powerful force that true strength represents. Chapter 5. Cultivate patience in the process. In today's fast-paced world, where instant gratification is the norm and everyone seems to want everything right now, patience is becoming a rare and often undervalued virtue. We are constantly bombarded with messages that promise quick fixes and shortcuts to success. However, the truth is that real growth, true success, and lasting fulfillment come from the patient, persistent work we put in over time. To build yourself quietly, you must embrace patience as a fundamental part of the process. Patience is not just about waiting. It's about understanding that growth takes time and that the best results come from steady, deliberate actions. We often want things to happen quickly, and when they don't, frustration can set in. But the beauty of patience is that it teaches you to appreciate the journey, not just the destination. It's in the process of slow, consistent effort that you gain the most value. When you can remain patient with your progress, you learn to trust that your hard work will eventually pay off, even if you don't see immediate results. One of the greatest lessons that patience teaches is the ability to stay calm and centered when things don't go according to plan. Life rarely unfolds exactly as we expect. There will be setbacks, obstacles, and times when progress feels like it's coming to a standstill. This is when patience becomes your greatest ally. Instead of reacting impulsively or giving up, patience allows you to take a step back, reflect, and understand that delays or difficulties are part of the process. These challenges are not roadblocks. They are opportunities for growth, for learning, and for building resilience. By cultivating patience, you develop the ability to maintain your focus and keep going, even when the going gets tough. Another aspect of patience is the ability to delay gratification. In a world where we are constantly encouraged to satisfy our desires immediately, learning to hold off on instant rewards is a powerful practice. Whether it's resisting the urge to give up when things aren't moving fast enough, or choosing to invest in long-term goals rather than seeking short-term pleasures, patience helps you build a mindset that values progress over immediate satisfaction. When you're patient, you're willing to wait for the rewards that come from doing the right things consistently, instead of chasing quick fixes or temporary highs. Patience also teaches you to embrace the idea of progress over perfection. Often, when we are working towards something big, whether it's a career goal, a personal achievement, or a deep personal transformation, we can become discouraged by the fact that things are not moving as quickly as we'd like. The journey might feel long, and it might seem like others are making faster progress. But true growth happens in small, incremental steps, and those steps add up over time. Patience allows you to focus on the daily actions that are moving you forward, no matter how small they seem. Rather than fixating on the end result, you start to enjoy the process itself. You begin to see that the act of working toward your goal, no matter how slowly, is just as important as the goal itself. Building yourself quietly means understanding that growth is a gradual process. The bigger the goal, the longer the journey, and that's okay. Patience encourages you to trust in your process, to stay focused, and to keep moving forward, even when it feels like nothing is happening. It allows you to celebrate the small victories along the way, knowing that these are the building blocks of something much larger. Patience helps you develop a deeper understanding of yourself. When you're patient, you learn to deal with frustration, disappointment, and failure in a healthy way. Instead of giving up or allowing negative emotions to take over, patience teaches you how to remain composed, resilient, and optimistic, even in challenging circumstances. It's through these moments of struggle and perseverance that you learn more about your inner strength and your ability to overcome adversity. The process of building yourself quietly isn't a race. It's not about how fast you can get to the finish line, but about how much you grow along the way. Patience allows you to enjoy the journey, to be present in each step, and to fully appreciate the progress you make. With patience, you learn to trust that everything is unfolding as it should, and that every moment of the process is valuable. It is in these moments of patience that the seeds of long-term success are sown. So, as you continue on your journey of personal growth, remember to embrace patience. Cultivate it as a daily practice. Recognize that you don't need to rush through life, and that true growth is about consistency, reflection, and trust in the process. With patience, you'll not only see the results of your hard work, but also develop a deeper sense of satisfaction and fulfillment along the way. The journey is long, but it is worth every step. Chapter 6. Embrace minimalism for maximum impact. In a world that often equates success with accumulation, whether it's possessions, titles, or achievements, it can be easy to forget that less is often more. We are conditioned to believe that having more is better, that more stuff, more activities, and more accomplishments will lead to greater happiness and fulfillment. However, the key to building yourself quietly lies in embracing minimalism, not just in the physical sense, but also in the way you approach your life, goals, and personal growth. By simplifying what you have and what you do, you create space for deeper focus, clarity, and meaningful progress. Minimalism isn't about deprivation or denying yourself the things you enjoy. Instead, it's about removing the excess, the distractions, the clutter, and the noise that often cloud your judgment and pull you away from what truly matters. It's about learning to live with only what is necessary, focusing your energy on the things that truly add value to your life, and letting go of anything that doesn't serve your growth or well-being. When you embrace minimalism, you begin by decluttering your physical space. Our environment plays a significant role in our mental and emotional state. A cluttered space often leads to a cluttered mind, creating stress and distraction. By reducing the number of things you own, whether it's cleaning out your closet, getting rid of things you don't use, or simplifying your living area, you create a calmer, more organized environment. This change allows you to focus more on the present moment and reduces the mental load that comes with managing excessive belongings. A minimalist space fosters peace, which in turn promotes a more focused and productive mindset. But minimalism goes beyond just your physical surroundings. It extends to your time and energy as well. In today's hyper-connected world, it's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, filling every moment with tasks, meetings, and social engagements. However, not every activity is necessary or beneficial. By embracing minimalism in your schedule, you create more time for the things that truly matter: your goals, your health, and your personal growth. This means saying no to things that drain your energy or don't align with your values. It's about being selective with how you spend your time and choosing quality over quantity. When you remove distractions and unnecessary obligations, you allow yourself to focus on what truly matters. This doesn't mean abandoning your responsibilities, but rather ensuring that your energy is directed toward the things that will help you grow and build the life you want. Minimalism in your schedule gives you the freedom to focus on your personal development, your relationships, and the passions that bring you joy, without the constant pressure to keep up with everything. Minimalism also applies to your goals and aspirations. In a world that often encourages us to pursue multiple ambitions at once, it can be easy to get overwhelmed by trying to do everything. But building yourself quietly means simplifying your goals, focusing on a few key objectives that truly matter, and giving them your full attention. Rather than scattering your energy across a million different directions, minimalism in goal setting helps you channel your efforts into what's most important. This allows you to make significant progress in the areas that truly align with your values and long-term vision, instead of spreading yourself too thin and achieving little. In terms of personal growth, minimalism can help you eliminate mental clutter as well. Our minds can become overloaded with thoughts, doubts, and worries, making it difficult to focus on what truly matters. By embracing mental minimalism, you learn to quiet the noise inside your head and prioritize clarity. This could involve practices like meditation, journaling, or simply taking time to reflect on your thoughts and emotions. When you clear the mental clutter, you create the space needed for creative thinking, problem-solving, and decision-making. Embracing minimalism encourages you to value experiences over possessions. In a culture that often associates happiness with material wealth, it's important to remember that true fulfillment comes from meaningful experiences, not the accumulation of things. By focusing on what truly enriches your life, whether it's quality time with loved ones, personal growth, or pursuing your passions, you shift your focus away from external measures of success and towards what genuinely makes you happy. When you let go of the desire to have more things, you open yourself up to experiencing life more fully, finding joy in the simple moments and in the things that cannot be bought. Minimalism teaches you to practice gratitude. When you embrace less, you begin to appreciate what you already have. You become more mindful of the simple pleasures in life, the things that bring you peace, contentment, and joy. This sense of gratitude shifts your mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. You realize that you don't need more to be happy. You already have everything you need to live a fulfilling life. Minimalism is about creating space. Space in your environment, your schedule, your goals, and your mind, for what truly matters. It's about letting go of the excess that distracts you and focusing on what brings you closer to the person you want to become. By embracing minimalism, you cultivate a life of clarity, purpose, and intentionality, allowing your quiet growth to thrive and have the maximum impact. As you simplify your life, you make room for the things that truly matter and for the progress that will lead you to a deeper sense of fulfillment. Chapter 7. Let your results speak, not your words. In a world that often encourages self-promotion and the need to constantly advertise one's achievements, there is a quiet but powerful approach to success that often goes unnoticed: letting your results speak for themselves. We live in an era where boasting and self-promotion are common, especially with the rise of social media platforms, where many feel the pressure to constantly share their progress and highlight their wins. However, the true measure of success lies not in how much you talk about your goals or accomplishments, but in the tangible, meaningful results you produce over time. Building yourself quietly means understanding that your actions, not your words, will ultimately define your success. It's about focusing on the work, staying committed to your goals, and letting your progress gradually show for itself. Too often we become preoccupied with talking about what we're going to do, how we plan to succeed, or how much we've accomplished. While there is certainly value in sharing your journey, real power comes from the consistency of your work and the impact of your results. When you let your results speak for you, you create an authentic narrative of your journey. Rather than needing to tell everyone about your goals or explain your progress, your results will naturally capture attention. This is the kind of quiet strength that doesn't require constant validation or recognition. People will notice your dedication, your perseverance, and your ability to consistently show up, and they will respect you for it. In the end, actions always speak louder than words. The beauty of this approach is that you are not dependent on others' opinions or the need for external recognition. You do the work because it matters to you, because it aligns with your values, and because you are driven by the desire to improve, not to impress. Your results become a reflection of your internal growth and discipline, and when you allow that to unfold naturally, you free yourself from the need for praise or external approval. The satisfaction of seeing your progress and knowing you've put in the effort is often more rewarding than any accolade or acknowledgement. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't celebrate your successes or share them when appropriate. It simply means that you don't need to constantly seek validation or constantly prove yourself to others. Instead of talking about how much you've accomplished, focus on delivering results that are meaningful, impactful, and lasting. The more you focus on the process and on improving yourself, the more significant and noticeable your achievements will be. Letting your results speak for you also means being patient. Results don't come overnight, and they don't always show up when you want them to. However, when you consistently put in the effort, stay focused on your goals, and do the work day after day, the results will eventually follow. This requires trust in the process and faith in your ability to make progress. Over time, your quiet persistence will compound into something truly remarkable. And when others begin to notice your growth, it won't be because you've been talking about it. It will be because your results have spoken louder than any words could. Another aspect of letting your results speak for you is learning to measure success on your own terms. Success doesn't look the same for everyone, and it's important to define what it means to you. If your goal is to improve your health, your success may not be measured by how much weight you lose, but by how much stronger and healthier you feel over time. If you're building a career or working on a personal project, your success may not be measured by how many people notice your work, but by the quality and impact of what you produce. By focusing on your own standards and goals, you give yourself the freedom to grow without constantly comparing yourself to others or seeking their approval. This approach also fosters a deeper sense of fulfillment because you are no longer driven by the need for validation. When you let your results speak, you are motivated by the intrinsic satisfaction that comes from knowing you are doing your best and growing each day. This internal drive is far more sustainable than external praise, which can be fleeting and often out of your control. As you focus on your journey and let your results reflect your growth, you'll find a deeper sense of peace because you know you are on the right path, regardless of the recognition you receive. One of the most powerful aspects of this approach is that it allows you to build true, lasting respect from others. When you are quietly focused on your goals and let your work do the talking, others will naturally take notice. There's a certain magnetism to someone who consistently shows up, does the work, and produces results without the need for self-promotion. This quiet form of leadership and influence can be far more impactful than seeking attention or constantly talking about what you're doing. In the long run, letting your results speak means that your legacy is built on what you've done, not what you've said. Your actions and accomplishments will become a testament to your dedication, your discipline, and your commitment to growth. You won't need to explain your journey to others because your results will tell the story for you. Whether it's the quiet success of a well-done project, the steady improvement of a skill, or the impact you've made in the lives of others, your work will speak volumes. Building yourself quietly is about trusting the process, doing the work, and letting the results unfold in their own time. Instead of chasing external validation or boasting about your progress, focus on consistent action and let your achievements naturally reflect the quiet strength and determination you've cultivated. The more you do this, the more you will realize that the greatest measure of success is not in how much you talk about your journey, but in how your results speak for themselves. Let your work, your character, and your growth do the talking, and you will inspire others in ways words never could. Chapter 8. The Art of Quiet Confidence. Quiet confidence is one of the most powerful and often understated traits one can develop. In a world where people constantly seek external validation and boast about their successes, the person who exudes quiet confidence stands out not because of the noise they make, but because of the strength they emanate from within. To build yourself quietly means to master the art of quiet confidence, an unshakable belief in yourself that doesn't require attention or applause from others. Quiet confidence is rooted in a deep sense of self-awareness and self-acceptance. It doesn't come from pretending to be something you're not, nor does it rely on comparing yourself to others. Instead, it's about fully understanding who you are, what you stand for, and where you're going in life. This kind of confidence is not boastful, nor is it arrogant. It's humble, grounded, and unwavering. When you build yourself quietly, you develop this inner assurance that is not dependent on the validation of the outside world. One of the most important aspects of quiet confidence is the ability to stay true to yourself. Many people today fall into the trap of trying to fit into certain molds or follow trends simply because they want to be accepted or admired. But when you are confident in who you are, you don't need to change yourself to please others. You know your values, your strengths, and your weaknesses, and you embrace them fully. This self-acceptance allows you to face challenges with resilience, knowing that even if others don't understand your path, you are walking it for the right reasons. In addition to self-acceptance, quiet confidence is rooted in competence. When you take the time to develop your skills and knowledge, you naturally build confidence in your abilities. The more you work on improving yourself, whether it's through education, practice, or personal growth, the more secure you become in your own capabilities. This competence doesn't need to be flaunted. It speaks for itself through your actions. Quiet confidence comes from knowing that you have what it takes to handle life's challenges, and that assurance shows in the way you carry yourself. Another critical element of quiet confidence is the ability to remain calm and composed in difficult situations. When things go wrong, or when you face setbacks, the person with quiet confidence doesn't panic or overreact. They stay steady, focused, and patient, knowing that obstacles are a natural part of life. Rather than seeking sympathy or attention, they calmly assess the situation, find solutions, and move forward. This poise under pressure is not about suppressing emotions, but about having control over how you respond to them. The person with quiet confidence knows that their inner peace is more important than the external chaos around them. Quiet confidence also involves learning to embrace uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and no one has all the answers. The person with quiet confidence doesn't need to have everything figured out at all times. They are comfortable with the unknown and understand that growth often happens in times of uncertainty. Rather than fearing failure or mistakes, they view them as opportunities to learn and grow. This ability to embrace uncertainty without fear allows them to take bold steps toward their goals, even when the future is unclear. One of the most powerful aspects of quiet confidence is the absence of ego. When you're quietly confident, you don't feel the need to prove yourself to others. You don't need to boast about your achievements or seek constant recognition. Instead, you focus on doing the work and staying true to your values. This absence of ego allows you to build meaningful relationships, as people are drawn to your authenticity and humility. Quiet confidence doesn't need to be loud or in your face. It simply radiates from a place of inner strength. Quiet confidence allows you to handle criticism and feedback gracefully. Instead of taking things personally or becoming defensive, the person with quiet confidence listens to feedback with an open mind, reflecting on it without letting it shake their sense of self-worth. They understand that constructive criticism is a tool for growth, not a reflection of their value as a person. This mindset makes them more adaptable and open to continuous improvement. Another key aspect of quiet confidence is the ability to be decisive. When you trust yourself and your abilities, making decisions becomes easier, even in the face of uncertainty. You don't second-guess yourself or become paralyzed by fear of making the wrong choice. You assess the situation, trust your instincts, and move forward with confidence. The more you practice making decisions with conviction, the more confident you become in your judgment. Quiet confidence doesn't mean being perfect or always making the right decision. It means trusting yourself to handle whatever comes next, even if the outcome isn't guaranteed. Quiet confidence allows you to inspire others through your actions, not just your words. When you're confident in yourself, you become a role model for others, showing them that it's possible to succeed without seeking attention or recognition. Your quiet strength serves as an example of what true power looks like, an inner peace that radiates outward and positively impacts everyone around you. People are naturally drawn to those who embody quiet confidence because it's infectious. When you build yourself quietly, you inspire others to do the same and create a ripple effect of positive change. Quiet confidence is not about making a loud statement or seeking validation. It's about cultivating a deep trust in yourself and your abilities, remaining true to your values, and facing life's challenges with calm resilience. It is the foundation of personal growth, allowing you to build a life of purpose, meaning, and impact. When you master the art of quiet confidence, you stop worrying about what others think of you and start focusing on becoming the best version of yourself. This quiet power will carry you through every challenge and lead you to a life of fulfillment, peace, and true success. Chapter 9. The Power of Consistent Self-Reflection. Self-reflection is one of the most powerful tools you have for personal growth. It's a process that allows you to pause, look inward, and evaluate where you are in your journey, how far you've come, where you're heading, and what adjustments you might need to make. In the hustle and bustle of everyday life, it's easy to get swept up in the noise of the world, constantly moving from one task to the next without taking the time to stop and reflect. However, building yourself quietly requires making self-reflection a consistent practice in your life. It's through this quiet reflection that you gain clarity, deepen your understanding of yourself, and sharpen your focus on your goals. Self-reflection is not about criticizing yourself or focusing solely on your mistakes. It's about taking an honest look at your thoughts, actions, and emotions without judgment in order to learn from them and grow. It's an act of self-awareness, a commitment to understanding who you are, what drives you, and how you can evolve into the best version of yourself. When you make self-reflection a regular part of your routine, it gives you the opportunity to connect with your deeper self and understand your motivations on a profound level. One of the primary benefits of self-reflection is the ability to course correct. Life doesn't always go as planned, and sometimes you can veer off track without even realizing it. Through consistent reflection, you can catch these moments before they become habits or patterns that lead you further away from your goals. Self-reflection allows you to take a step back, evaluate your current path, and make adjustments as needed. This gives you the clarity and insight to stay aligned with your values and long-term vision, even when life presents unexpected challenges. Self-reflection offers the opportunity to evaluate your growth. We often move so quickly through life that we fail to notice the progress we've made. By reflecting regularly, you can acknowledge your achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Celebrating these milestones is an important part of building yourself quietly, as it reminds you of how far you've come and reinforces your commitment to continuing the journey. It's easy to get discouraged when results aren't immediate, but self-reflection allows you to see the incremental growth that is taking place behind the scenes. The process of self-reflection also helps you better understand your strengths and weaknesses. By taking the time to honestly assess your abilities, you can identify areas where you excel and areas that may need improvement. This self-awareness allows you to leverage your strengths and work on developing your weaknesses. Understanding yourself at this deep level enables you to make more informed decisions, align your actions with your goals, and approach life's challenges with greater confidence and competence. Another powerful aspect of self-reflection is its ability to cultivate emotional intelligence. When you reflect on your emotions and how they influence your thoughts and actions, you begin to gain a deeper understanding of your emotional triggers and reactions. This awareness allows you to respond to situations with greater control and emotional maturity, rather than reacting impulsively. Emotional intelligence is a key component of quiet personal growth, as it enables you to navigate relationships and challenges with empathy, understanding, and resilience. Self-reflection also fosters mindfulness, the practice of being present and fully engaged in the current moment. When you take time to reflect on your thoughts, feelings, and experiences, you become more attuned to your internal state. This heightened awareness allows you to respond more thoughtfully to the world around you, rather than mindlessly reacting to situations or getting lost in distractions. Mindfulness cultivated through self-reflection allows you to embrace each moment with intention and purpose, helping you build a life that is more focused, fulfilling, and meaningful. Regular self-reflection helps you cultivate a sense of gratitude. When you reflect on your experiences, you begin to see the lessons, growth, and opportunities that have arisen from both the challenges and triumphs in your life. This perspective shift helps you to appreciate the journey rather than focusing solely on the destination. Gratitude for the process of growth, for the people who support you, and for the lessons you've learned can transform the way you approach each day, bringing more joy, peace, and contentment into your life. Self-reflection also serves as a powerful tool for problem-solving. When you face a difficult situation or decision, taking time to reflect gives you the space to consider different perspectives, weigh your options, and gain insight into the best course of action. By reflecting on past experiences and lessons learned, you can approach challenges with a clear, calm, and thoughtful mindset. Instead of reacting impulsively or becoming overwhelmed by the pressure of the moment, self-reflection helps you take a step back, think critically, and make decisions that are aligned with your goals and values. Self-reflection creates the space for self-compassion. We are often our harshest critics, beating ourselves up for mistakes or shortcomings. However, through self-reflection, you can learn to be kinder to yourself, acknowledging your flaws without judgment, and treating yourself with the same understanding and patience that you would offer a friend. This compassionate approach allows you to move forward with more self-confidence and less fear of failure. It reminds you that growth is a process, and mistakes are an essential part of learning and evolving. To make self-reflection an effective tool for growth, it's important to create a consistent routine. Whether it's through journaling, meditation, or quiet contemplation, find a method that works for you and make time for it each day or week. You don't need to spend hours reflecting. Even just a few minutes of intentional reflection can provide significant benefits. Ask yourself questions like, what went well today? What could I improve? How did I handle challenges? What have I learned from this experience? Over time, these small moments of reflection will lead to profound insights and personal growth. Self-reflection is a powerful practice that enables you to grow quietly, with intention and purpose. By taking the time to look inward, you gain clarity, enhance your emotional intelligence, and deepen your understanding of yourself. It allows you to course-correct, celebrate your growth, and approach life's challenges with confidence and resilience. By making self-reflection a consistent part of your life, you unlock the potential for continuous personal growth and transformation, enabling you to build yourself quietly into the person you're meant to become. Chapter 10. The strength in embracing imperfection. In a world that constantly emphasizes the pursuit of perfection, it's easy to get trapped in the belief that you need to be flawless in every aspect of your life in order to be successful. We are often told that perfection is the goal, whether it's in our careers, relationships, physical appearance, or personal achievements. This pressure to be perfect can lead to burnout, self-doubt, and an endless cycle of frustration. However, building yourself quietly means embracing imperfection as a natural and necessary part of your journey toward growth. It's through our imperfections that we learn, evolve, and truly begin to understand ourselves. Perfection is a moving target. What you consider perfect today may not be what you consider perfect tomorrow. In fact, striving for perfection can often lead to a sense of inadequacy because the goalposts keep shifting. It's important to recognize that perfection, in its traditional sense, is an illusion. What truly matters is progress, not perfection. By accepting that you will never be perfect, you allow yourself the freedom to grow, fail, and learn in a way that brings you closer to who you are meant to be. Embracing imperfection starts with accepting your flaws and limitations. Each of us has areas where we struggle, where we fall short, or where we make mistakes. These imperfections do not define our worth. They are part of being human. Instead of fighting against these imperfections, try to see them as opportunities for growth. It's through the moments when we fall short that we learn the most about ourselves. These experiences provide valuable lessons that help us become more resilient, compassionate, and wise. Without imperfection, there would be no room for improvement or transformation. The fear of imperfection often stems from a fear of judgment or failure. We worry that if we don't measure up to some external standard, we will be rejected or criticized. But the truth is, everyone has imperfections. The most successful people, the ones who seem to have it all together, are not immune to flaws or mistakes. What sets them apart is not their perfection, but their ability to embrace their imperfections and keep moving forward. When you stop fearing failure and stop striving for perfection, you open yourself up to a more authentic, fulfilling journey of personal growth. Another powerful aspect of embracing imperfection is the freedom it gives you to be yourself. When you let go of the need to be perfect, you allow yourself to show up authentically in every area of your life. You no longer feel the pressure to hide parts of yourself or pretend to be someone you're not. Instead, you can be vulnerable, honest, and real, which fosters deeper connections with others and allows you to attract people who appreciate you for who you truly are. By embracing your imperfections, you give others permission to do the same, creating a more supportive, compassionate, and understanding environment in your personal and professional life. Embracing imperfection allows you to move beyond the fear of judgment. We all have moments of self-doubt, where we worry about how others perceive us. But when you let go of the need for validation, you free yourself from the constant pressure to be perfect in the eyes of others. This freedom is incredibly liberating. It allows you to take risks, make mistakes, and grow without worrying about how others will judge you. When you embrace imperfection, you stop seeking external approval and start focusing on your own growth and development. You realize that the only opinion that truly matters is your own. Building yourself quietly also means understanding that growth is a process, not an event. Progress is made through small, imperfect steps. Every time you stumble, fail, or make a mistake, you have an opportunity to learn and improve. It's these imperfections that make the process of growth so rich and meaningful. If everything were perfect from the start, there would be no room for learning or transformation. The imperfections in your journey are the building blocks of your success. They are what shape you into the person you are becoming. Let's also consider how embracing imperfection influences your relationships. In a world where social media often portrays an idealized version of life, it's easy to believe that everyone else is leading a perfect, flawless existence. However, when you embrace your own imperfections, you create an environment where authenticity and vulnerability can thrive. You're able to connect with others on a deeper level because you no longer feel the need to hide your flaws or pretend that everything is perfect. This authenticity builds trust and fosters more meaningful relationships. Embracing imperfection can bring about a sense of peace and contentment. Rather than constantly striving for an unattainable standard, you begin to appreciate the beauty in the process and the progress you've made. You learn to celebrate the small wins and acknowledge that every step, no matter how imperfect, is a step forward. This mindset shift allows you to experience joy in the journey itself, rather than waiting for some distant, perfect outcome that may never come. By releasing the pressure of perfection, you open yourself to greater happiness, satisfaction, and fulfillment. When you embrace imperfection, you also learn the art of self-compassion. Too often, we are our own harshest critics, focusing on our mistakes or perceived shortcomings. But when you accept that imperfection is a natural part of being human, you become kinder to yourself. You learn to treat yourself with the same understanding and compassion that you would offer a friend who is struggling. This self-compassion fosters a positive and supportive relationship with yourself, allowing you to move forward with more confidence and resilience. The power of embracing imperfection lies in its ability to free you from the tyranny of comparison. When you stop striving for perfection, you stop measuring yourself against others. You no longer feel the need to keep up with someone else's achievements, life, or successes. You learn to focus on your own unique journey and find joy in your own progress. By embracing imperfection, you remove the pressure of being better than others and instead focus on being the best version of yourself. Embracing imperfection is not about accepting mediocrity or giving up on self-improvement. Rather, it's about recognizing that perfection is an illusion and that growth happens through the messy, imperfect journey of life. By letting go of the need to be flawless, you open yourself up to more authentic growth, deeper connections with others, and a greater sense of peace and fulfillment. The imperfections along the way are not obstacles. They are opportunities for learning, growth, and transformation. Building yourself quietly means accepting your imperfections, embracing the process, and finding beauty in the journey, no matter how imperfect it may seem. Chapter 11. The Power of Resilience in Quiet Growth. Resilience is often viewed as one of the most vital qualities for overcoming life's obstacles. It's the ability to bounce back from adversity, to keep moving forward even when the road gets rough. However, in a world that celebrates loud victories and immediate successes, resilience is often built in the quiet, less glamorous moments. The true power of resilience lies not in dramatic displays of strength, but in the quiet, steady perseverance that continues despite setbacks and challenges. To build yourself quietly, resilience becomes a cornerstone, a deep, quiet strength that pushes you to keep moving forward, even when things aren't easy. Resilience doesn't come from avoiding difficulties or trying to be perfect. Rather, it comes from embracing challenges as opportunities to grow. When life throws obstacles your way, the resilient person doesn't shrink back or give up. Instead, they use these challenges as stepping stones for development. Resilience is about learning to navigate difficulties with grace, determination, and patience. It's not about how quickly you recover from adversity. It's about your ability to rise each time you fall and to continue pursuing your goals, no matter the setbacks. One of the keys to developing resilience is the ability to remain calm in the face of hardship. Life is filled with moments of stress, uncertainty, and difficulty. But the resilient person understands that panicking or reacting impulsively won't help the situation. Instead, they take a moment to breathe, gather their thoughts, and approach the problem from a place of calm and clarity. This calmness allows them to make better decisions and take thoughtful actions rather than being driven by fear or emotion. Quiet growth often happens in these moments of stillness, where you can pause, reflect, and then take the next step with intention. Another essential aspect of resilience is the ability to accept failure as part of the journey. Failure is often seen as something negative, something to be avoided at all costs. However, building yourself quietly requires the recognition that failure is not the end, but a natural part of the process. Every person who has achieved greatness has faced failure, and it's in the moments of failure that resilience is tested and strengthened. Instead of seeing failure as something to be ashamed of, the resilient person sees it as a lesson, an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. With each failure, you become stronger, more capable, and better prepared for the next challenge. Resilience also involves the ability to adapt to change. Change is inevitable, and often it brings with it uncertainty and discomfort. However, resilient individuals understand that change is not something to fear, but something to embrace. They are flexible in their approach to life, willing to adjust their plans and adapt to new circumstances. Rather than being rigid in their expectations or unwilling to change course, the resilient person can pivot, adjust their mindset, and keep moving forward. In this way, resilience is not just about bouncing back from adversity, but also about growing and evolving in response to life's constant changes. Another important aspect of resilience is the ability to maintain a sense of purpose, even in the midst of difficulty. When things get tough, it's easy to lose sight of why you started in the first place. The challenges of life can cloud your vision and make it hard to see the bigger picture. However, resilient individuals are able to reconnect with their core values and remind themselves of their purpose. They understand that their journey is about more than just overcoming obstacles. It's about the impact they wish to make, the person they want to become, and the legacy they want to leave behind. This sense of purpose fuels their resilience, giving them the strength to keep going, even when the path is unclear. One of the most powerful aspects of resilience is its ability to foster growth in the face of adversity. Every challenge you face presents an opportunity to learn something new, to discover inner strength you didn't know you had, and to build character. Resilience is built by confronting challenges head-on, not avoiding them. Each time you face adversity and emerge stronger, you grow in ways that are not always visible on the surface, but that profoundly impact your life. Over time, you develop an inner strength that allows you to handle future difficulties with greater ease and confidence. Resilience also requires patience with yourself. In a world that values instant results and quick fixes, it's important to recognize that resilience is not built overnight. It takes time to develop the emotional fortitude and mental toughness required to face life's challenges. The process of building resilience is gradual, and there will be times when you feel like giving up. But true resilience comes from the ability to keep going, even when progress feels slow or when you face setbacks. Trust that with each step forward, you're becoming more resilient, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. Building resilience in a quiet way also means not needing to announce your struggles to the world. In a society that often celebrates visible victories, there is immense power in enduring hardship without making a public spectacle of it. Resilience is about doing the inner work quietly, without the need for recognition. It's about finding strength within yourself, trusting your process, and continuing to move forward with dignity and grace. This quiet form of resilience allows you to maintain a sense of humility and avoid being defined by your struggles. You are more than your hardships. You are defined by how you handle them and the strength you develop along the way. The resilience you build quietly is not just a reaction to difficult times. It is a proactive part of your growth journey. It's about creating a mindset that is prepared to face challenges with determination and grace. It's about cultivating a sense of inner peace, knowing that you have the strength to handle whatever comes your way. Building yourself quietly means not only facing adversity with resilience, but also taking the lessons learned and using them to continue growing into the person you want to become. Resilience is the quiet strength that enables you to rise above your circumstances, to face each challenge with an unwavering belief in your ability to overcome it, and to keep moving forward even when the path seems uncertain. It is the cornerstone of personal growth, allowing you to build yourself quietly, one step at a time, until you achieve the greatness that is waiting for you on the other side of perseverance. Chapter 12. The quiet power of self-discipline. Self-discipline is one of the most profound and transformative qualities you can cultivate on your path to personal growth. In a world that thrives on distractions and the allure of instant gratification, self-discipline is often overlooked, yet it is the key to consistent, long-term success. Building yourself quietly requires an unwavering commitment to self-discipline, a quiet, powerful force that helps you stay on course, even when the world around you tempts you to veer off track. It's about making choices that align with your goals, regardless of how difficult or uncomfortable they may be in the moment. At its core, self-discipline is the ability to control your impulses, emotions, and behaviors in the pursuit of a greater goal. It's the ability to say no to immediate pleasures or distractions in order to stay focused on what truly matters. Whether it's sticking to a daily routine, working on a long-term project, or making healthy choices, self-discipline is the invisible thread that holds your actions together and guides you toward your desired outcomes. Without it, even the most talented individuals struggle to achieve their goals, as they are easily derailed by the pull of temporary desires or fleeting distractions. One of the most powerful aspects of self-discipline is its ability to create momentum. Every small, disciplined action you take compounds over time. Whether it's waking up early, sticking to a workout routine, or consistently working on your goals, each disciplined choice builds on the last, creating a steady momentum that propels you forward. These actions might seem small in the moment, but they accumulate over time, creating significant results. The quiet power of self-discipline is in its consistency. It's not about big, dramatic gestures. It's about showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it, and doing the work that needs to be done. Another critical aspect of self-discipline is delayed gratification. In a world where everything is just a click away, where we can have what we want almost instantly, Learning to delay gratification is a skill that can change the course of your life. Self-discipline is the ability to resist the temptation for short-term pleasure in favor of long-term rewards. This could mean choosing to invest time in studying for a future career instead of going out with friends, saving money for future financial stability instead of splurging on unnecessary purchases, or choosing healthy habits over the instant gratification of unhealthy foods or activities. The power of delayed gratification lies in the ability to see beyond the immediate moment and recognize that the sacrifices you make today will bring you far greater rewards tomorrow. Building self-discipline also requires a deep sense of personal responsibility. It means taking ownership of your actions, decisions, and outcomes, and refusing to make excuses or blame others when things don't go as planned. It's about understanding that you are the architect of your own life, and that your success or failure depends largely on the choices you make. With self-discipline, you stop waiting for the right circumstances or external motivation to get things done. Instead, you create your own motivation and take consistent, purposeful actions toward your goals, regardless of how you feel in the moment. One of the hardest but most important aspects of self-discipline is the ability to push through discomfort. Personal growth rarely happens in your comfort zone. It requires you to stretch beyond your current limitations, to face challenges head-on, and to do things you might not feel like doing. Whether it's waking up early to work on your goals or staying focused in the face of distractions, self-discipline allows you to push through discomfort and continue moving forward. Over time, the more you practice self-discipline, the more you become accustomed to discomfort, and the stronger your ability to handle it becomes. This builds resilience and mental toughness, qualities that are essential for long-term success. Self-discipline also plays a crucial role in developing emotional control. Life is filled with moments of frustration, disappointment, and temptation, and it's easy to react impulsively when faced with challenges. However, self-discipline enables you to pause, take a step back, and respond thoughtfully rather than reacting emotionally. It allows you to take control of your emotions, preventing them from dictating your actions. With emotional self-discipline, you can stay calm under pressure, make better decisions, and approach life's challenges with a clear mind. Another benefit of self-discipline is its ability to help you prioritize what's truly important. In the chaos of everyday life, it's easy to get overwhelmed by the sheer number of tasks and responsibilities vying for your attention. However, self-discipline helps you filter out distractions and focus on what really matters. It allows you to say no to the things that don't align with your goals and to dedicate your time and energy to the activities that will bring you closer to your desired outcomes. With self-discipline, you can make intentional choices that serve your long-term vision, rather than getting caught up in the noise of the present moment. Self-discipline is the foundation of good habits. Building yourself quietly requires the ability to create and maintain positive habits that support your growth. Whether it's reading daily, exercising regularly, or practicing gratitude, habits are the building blocks of success. Self-discipline enables you to stick to these habits, even when you don't feel like it or when life gets busy. The more disciplined you are in maintaining your positive habits, the more they become ingrained in your daily routine, making personal growth a natural and automatic part of your life. Self-discipline also requires patience. The journey to achieving your goals is rarely a quick one, and the path to success is often long and challenging. But with self-discipline, you learn to stay committed to the process, even when immediate results aren't visible. It's about trusting that your consistent efforts will pay off in the long run and having the patience to continue working toward your goals, even when the progress feels slow. The quiet power of self-discipline lies in its ability to keep you moving forward, day after day, with the knowledge that each small action contributes to your ultimate success. Self-discipline is not about being rigid or overly restrictive. It's about finding balance. It's about knowing when to push yourself and when to allow yourself rest and recovery. Building yourself quietly requires recognizing that self-discipline includes self-care. You don't have to be constantly working or pushing yourself to the limit. True self-discipline involves creating a balanced life that supports both productivity and well-being. It's about knowing when to work hard and when to step back and recharge, ensuring that your pursuit of goals doesn't come at the expense of your health or happiness. Self-discipline is a quiet but powerful force that shapes your personal growth and success. It's not about seeking immediate rewards or external validation, but about making intentional choices every day that align with your long-term vision. By practicing self-discipline, you create the momentum, resilience, and emotional control needed to stay focused on your goals, even when challenges arise. With each disciplined action you take, you build the foundation for lasting success and quiet transformation. As you continue to cultivate self-discipline, you'll find that it's not just about achieving your goals, but about the person you become along the way. Throughout this journey of personal growth, we've explored the transformative power of building yourself quietly. From embracing silence and cultivating consistency to developing quiet strength and resilience, each chapter has revealed a crucial aspect of growth that leads to lasting success. Building yourself quietly is not about seeking external validation, making noise, or chasing immediate rewards. It is about the steady, deliberate effort to improve yourself every day, even when no one is watching. The true strength of personal development lies in the quiet moments, the moments of self-reflection, the moments when you choose to stay disciplined even when distractions tempt you, and the moments when you pick yourself up after setbacks. It's in those moments that you build character, resilience, and purpose. When you embrace the quiet path to growth, you don't rely on the validation of others to define your worth. Instead, you learn to trust in your own process, knowing that every small, consistent action adds up to meaningful change over time. Self-discipline, resilience, patience, emotional control, and humility are the foundation of building yourself quietly. Each of these qualities allows you to navigate life's challenges with grace, determination, and clarity. They help you stay true to your goals, even when faced with difficulties, and ensure that the journey itself is as rewarding as the destination. Remember, growth is not always loud, and success is not always immediate. Quiet growth is slow, steady, and often invisible to the outside world. But it is through this quiet, consistent effort that you create lasting change in your life. With each disciplined step, each moment of self-reflection, and each challenge you overcome, you become a stronger, more focused version of yourself. Building yourself quietly is about showing up every day, doing the work, and trusting that, in time, the results will speak for themselves. It's about becoming the best version of yourself without needing to announce it to the world. By embracing the quiet power within you, you unlock a deeper sense of fulfillment, purpose, and success that no external validation can ever match. So, continue to build yourself quietly. Trust in the process, embrace your imperfections, and remember that true growth happens in the stillness of commitment and consistent action. Your quiet efforts will create a lasting impact, not just on your life, but on the lives of those around you. The quiet power of self-improvement is the most profound force you can harness in your journey to becoming the person you're meant to be.